We need Greenland for national protection.
Like the Panama Canal, Caribbean, the Gulf of America, the Arctic, and Greenland. In all instances, we stand ready to work in good faith with our neighbors.
The scenes you see are unfolding as we approach the end of 2025. One of NATO's most loyal allies is facing an existential threat in this scenario, not from Moscow, but from Washington. US President Donald Trump has pressed the button to transform the Buy Greenland project, which was left unfinished in 2019, into an annexation attempt, this time on the grounds of
We need Greenland for national protection.
This is being interpreted not as a real estate deal in Western capitals, but as a diplomatic crisis. Louisiana Governor Jeff Landry has been appointed by President Trump as a special envoy to integrate Greenland into the US. Now, a sense of panic prevails from Copenhagen to Stockholm, Brussels, and Paris. Because the US has explicitly challenged Denmark's sovereignty, the timing of this move is no coincidence. This appointment came just weeks after Danish intelligence, for the first time in history, identified the United States as a potential threat. Trump is effectively invalidating Copenhagen's sovereignty by claiming that Denmark
has spent no money, they have no military.
To defend Greenland. In fact, Denmark had allocated an additional $2 billion to its defense budget in response to this pressure from the US. However, the White House considers this amount merely a waste of time. 300 years of Danish rule is trembling like a paper tower in the face of Washington's new Arctic doctrine. The US wants to turn Greenland into a massive aircraft carrier to counter Russia and China's moves in the Arctic Circle. In this plan, Denmark has been assigned only the role of former landlord. The events unfolded at a dizzying pace. The Danish Prime Minister and Greenlandic officials abandoned diplomatic language, stating, "You cannot annex other countries." However, the White House ignored these warnings. Governor Jeff Landry, appointed by Trump, openly stated that making Greenland part of the US was a clear goal, even an honor, when accepting the position. Looking at the data on the ground and flight traffic, we see that this political interest is backed by military logistics. The activity around Tula Air Base indicates that this is not just an election promise, but has become a long-term state policy. The complaints from Greenlandic officials that "we were not informed" reinforce the perception that the process has been conducted without transparency, causing the thin ice of diplomacy to crack. This pressure on Greenland is causing great disappointment and a sense of betrayal not only in Copenhagen, but also in the corridors of Brussels, Paris, and Berlin. Although written in diplomatic language, the message from EU Commission President Ursula